All right. Well, welcome to the Ravens Outpost, and we've got a great show for you tonight. We have Dillon and Jeremy Craighead and Phillip here with us, and they're going to tell some good stories. And we're here on the Raven's Eye. All right, everybody. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. All right. How's
What's
everybody
going
doing
on?
tonight?
Pretty good.
Doing all right. All right. Uh, let's see. Make sure everybody's audio is still working. Yeah, I've got everybody. Everybody's clear. All right. I try to run this as smooth as I can, still getting the kinks worked out. All right. Jeremy, Dillon, you two are brothers. Phillip, and how long have you and Jeremy been friends?
Well, we've been friends since like fifth grade, so good
Okay.
couple of years.
Yeah. And Jeremy, that night, you saw whatever you saw. You two were together, right?
Yeah,
Oop.
we were.
Oh. You get kicked out? Jeremy, you still
Yeah,
there? Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's see. I'll just leave that alone. There we go. It disappeared on its own. Cool. All right. We'll just start with from the beginning. What you saw, and when you saw it, and give as much description as you can.
Um, it was weird because it was in the beginning of when we start. It was right after they left. It was about 30 minutes after they left, and we went outside in the back porch, and
Or they
we
meaning
thought it was a deer
your
because
mom, was it your mom and your stepdad?
yeah, my
You
mom
don't let
and
they.
my stepdad, my
Oh,
Yeah. Looks like his internet is kicking him out. Um, Philip, could you tell some of the story, maybe?
yeah, I can. So it was like, so it was probably right around like 2:30 in the morning when his parents left. We were just like after that, like we were just like goofing around. We were just getting tired of sitting in his room, so we just went outside in the living room, and we're just pretty bored inside. So we decided to go outside on the back porch, and like we were sitting out there for a couple of minutes, and then like we started hearing noises like down near the creek, and well, we went inside
mm,
and grabbed one of his stepdad's flashlights, one of his brighter ones, and we shined it like down towards the creek, and like we saw something like we like, couldn't make out what it was because like it's it's a small little walk down there, so it's like it didn't look that big from where we were standing, but like it was like so we thought nothing of it. We thought it was like probably like a deer or something, but like we just sat out there, continued to talk, and then like it's on, and like we heard like something break, and we turned on the flashlight again, and it was like probably right around where um let's see, the best I could describe it was like it was like so His Andy, he has like a camera out there that he does like to watch his deer and stuff. It was like, which is like a good probably like 30-40 feet away from the house. And well,
Yeah.
and when we turned on the flashlight, it was like standing there. It was just like, the best I could describe it was probably around, to me, it looked like it was like 7 feet tall, and like we couldn't tell what it was. Like as soon as we saw that, we freaked out.
Well, it was
And
eating.
just
It was eating, and
yeah,
then
it was like eating
it stood up
something.
like it saw us, and then
Yeah, like it was like it was
yeah.
clearly on like 4 legs.
I don't.
Like we thought it could have been a bear, but like there's like no bears around here that are that big.
How big would you say it was? If
It
you
was
were to estimate,
like, cause like if like in my like from what I saw, it looked like it was like 7 feet tall. Like it was like almost like eye level with like where we were standing on the porch. Like
wow.
like almost up to like as tall as we were standing up on the porch.
Wow.
So y'all saw it like with a flashlight, or
Like we saw its eyes, and then we just like we freaked out, and we just like ran back inside and locked the doors.
That's all we saw though was eyes. Like no body figure or nothing, just eyes.
did it make any noise or anything?
Yeah, it made like like it was like kind of made like a like we heard it like we heard it started coming towards us. It's like when we like because like when we saw it, we kind of like froze, and then like we heard it like start like moving in the grass. So, and that's like when we freaked out. Like we didn't hear like it make any noise. I guess like it could have made some sort of noise, but I guess we probably didn't hear it over all the excitement.
Yeah.
And like we just ran back inside and locked the doors, and we stayed up till like we stayed up all night. Like we're cautious about whatever that was. Like we didn't feel like it was like safe to go to bed, even though we were inside the house.
Did you did you
Mm-hmm.
did you smell anything weird? Because I know like with things like that, like Lee would know more about it, but like if it was anything, like usually they give off a pretty bad stench.
Well, like I don't think so, because like this happened like
Yeah, I didn't smell anything when we went out there.
yeah, because like this was like probably like early this year, like early on this year. It was like I think it was like probably like wasn't it like February.
So it's still winter time. There was no leaves on the trees or anything. Like was it in the woods? You said.
Mm-hmm.
No, like we at first like we thought
No,
it was
in
like
my backyard.
yeah, it was in his backyard. Like we were sitting on the porch, and like I said before, like it was like down at
Pitch
the
black
creek
outside.
at first, like because like we heard like stuff coming down from the creek and stuff. So like we looked down there, and like we thought it was like a deer. It didn't look that big from like where we were, because like, we were still all the way up there on the porch.
Damn.
And then like
So-
about like
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, you're fine. But it was probably about like a few minutes later. It was like probably like 5-8 minutes later is like whenever it like came up like closer to us. Cause like it was like me, Justin, and Jeremy were just sitting there on the back porch.
So, what made you think it was a deer at first? Just the sound, or what you saw?
No, like, cause like what we saw, like at first, like from like where we're standing, like we could see its like body figure from like where we were standing at the creek, which
Okay.
I thought was kind of weird, considering we didn't see it like whenever we shined the flashlight at it when it was like closer up to us, like when like it was like weird, like we could see its like outline of like its body down at the creek, and like it looked like a deer, like a buck or something, but and we thought nothing else of it.
So, just Jeremy, Your stepdad, does he have a feeder or something in the backyard?
Yes, he does. He has a big black feeder that he has corn in.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, could it possibly that's exactly what it was attracted to? It wasn't expecting you guys to be out on the porch, you reckon? Did it act surprised at all to see you? What type of do you know that if it recognized you, saw you, did it have any type of reaction to you at all?
No, it just stood up. It was like eating, and then it stood up, and I was like, oh, so that must be a deer then. And then it stood up another like 5 feet. I was like, what? So it was standing up
because like
8 feet tall.
Because I mean, obviously it saw us, like it realized that we were there, like once, like I guess like it heard us, because when we were just sitting there, we heard it, so we looked at it, and like it was nothing. It was like nothing there. It stood up, like it was probably about, I don't know. It's probably like it stood up. It was probably about like 5 feet tall at first. It was almost like it like stood up on like if it had like knees or something, like it stood up on its knees. And then like once we were like, oh, so it's just a deer, because like I think like he was like it was like oh, something's near me, what is it? And it like stopped to like look around. And then like once they like confirmed that we were there and we were talking, because like we were like, oh, so it's just a deer, it's fine. That's like when it stood up, like to be almost like as tall as like 7 feet. And then like seconds later is like when we heard it started like running at us, and we freaked out and just ran inside.
So y'all mentioned that Andy had a camera. Was it like pointing towards the feeder?
Yeah.
Like, like did y'all?
It's like, because like Jeremy, doesn't he like from like where he has it set, doesn't he like have it like not, because like doesn't he like move the feeder around every like once in a while, like to different spots in like that little patch that he has in the field?
Yeah, sometimes, but it's not very far away. It's kind of like in a circle motion that he moves it into. But that goes the same thing with the camera. The camera goes from like where the crops are to like down like way into the creek, and then moves up to like half of the field. So he moves it a couple different spots sometimes.
So did y'all look through the camera? Y'all didn't see anything on there?
Well,
I don't think it was pointed towards the camera at that time.
Yeah, I don't think it was either, but because like I remember like we told his mom and Andy like the following day when they got back about it. And I don't like, I'm pretty sure, didn't we ask Andy if he could like look at the camera, see if he saw anything on it?
Yeah, and he did, and he was like, no, I don't see anything. Like he saw nothing. Just I think it was a couple birds actually. That's all he saw. So
Where'd Lee go?
I'm here. I'm here, guys. So what kind of description did you see, the face or anything like that?
Nope, just nothing but eyes. That's all.
Yeah,
just nothing but eyes.
Yeah.
It's all, no body figure,
all we saw,
nothing.
like whenever it stood up, because like when it was at the river, like the outline of like the body shape that we saw, it was like, I'm not sure if Jeremy saw it, but like I saw it. It was like it was like pretty fat. Like it looked like it could have been a bear, but like from like it looked like a deer. Like it was fat enough to be a bear, but it like its body shape looked like a deer, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. That's definitely weird. That's weird. So when you told your mom and your stepdad about this, and you gave the description to it, what did they say?
To be honest, they kind of they laughed a little bit. They were like, it could have been a bear or a deer was being goofy or something. That's all they said.
Yeah.
That's all they really said.
Like Andy was like, y'all probably just saw a big buck. And like his mom, like Jeremy's mom, just like she kind of just like chuckled at it. It was like, y'all were probably just like really tired and y'all needed some sleep.
That sounds typical, don't it, Dillon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, probably. I mean, bears can sleep on their two legs, so y'all probably just saw a bear. I was like, I don't know. That was pretty tall for a bear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like that's what me and Jeremy thought it was at first. Like whenever we were sitting inside, just like thinking about it, like processing what we just saw. Like we were like, bro, what could that be? It was like the only explanation that it could be a bear, but like, why was it that tall?
Right.
And that big? Like, there's like no bears around here that are just that big.
Then I know this is repetitive. But I got to ask this question: was there anything about this creature you saw that looked humanoid at all, or did it just remind you strictly of a deer?
Well, it was more or less like a like, cause like on like you know how like on different animals like how like with deers and stuff like. Because like they're kind of like how like you know how horses have like their eyes kind of like on the sides. It it's face like its eyes kind of looked like human eyes. Like
so instead of being side set, it was more like ours.
Yeah, it was more like yeah. That was like the only thing that really standed out to me about like it's like. About like from like what we saw in such short time that we saw it and that we were near it.
So how close was it to you guys? Before you guys said, "Hell with this, I'm going inside."
Well, it was like so we were, once again like we were standing on the porch, and like where Andy keeps like his feeder and his camera is like probably about 30-ish feet away from the porch.
Wow, that's close. That's real close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been doing a little bit of research on trying to figure out exactly what this creature was you saw. And everything that I've thought of points to a creature called a Wendigo. And but I've recently come across another creature. It's Scandinavian or Slavic in origin. This creature is called a leshy, and it's a nature spirit. Did it seem aggressive at all to you guys?
Well, to me, because like I guess it just didn't like us being outside near it while it was, I guess, eating, because like it was like running at us like once it confirmed that we were there. Like you could hear it moving in the grass coming towards us.
Damn.
And you could see the eyes just like bobbing its way closer to us. And we're just like, oh, yeah, not today.
Like we saw it go from like where it was standing up straight to falling down to like where it went, like it was like almost on all fours, like just coming at us.
Wow. That's insane.
Very aggressively.
Like, but once you guys got inside, everything stopped. Did you hear anything outside?
Like we heard like a few noises like once we got inside, but like other than that, like no, because like we were like really paranoid and stuff. Like we didn't want to go like into Jeremy's room, which is like right there next to the back porch. So we like stuck in the living room, and because like it was like eventually like, well, wasn't it like an hour or so later, Jeremy? Like we finally grew the balls to go back outside and try and see like if it was still out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we looked through there and we're like, we can't see anything, and we shined the flashlight again. It was about 30 minutes later after the thing happened. We shined the flashlight
like 45
again,
minutes,
and
right? Like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, and we shined our flashlight, and nothing was there. Not a thing.
Wow. Clayton Blackwell says sounds like Deer Man, not deer. Ray liked your comment there, Phillip.
Well,
yeah, that took some guts to actually get back out there and take a look to see what was out there.
Yeah.
And you guys being by yourself, I mean, did you have access to your stepdad, any of your stepdad's weapons at all?
Well,
nope.
Nope.
No.
No,
Everything was locked up.
Yeah, the only thing like we have like to use because we have like let's see here, because like Jeremy's got his bow. I don't think you had your rifle at the time.
I've shotgun.
Yeah, you didn't have your shotgun at the time, did you? You did.
I had
didn't
my
you?
20 gauge.
Or did he have it
Yeah,
in his case?
Yeah.
Didn't he have it in his case at the time?
Yeah. I think he had it in his case, and I wouldn't be able to use it anyways because I didn't have any shells at that time either.
Yeah, I think like the only thing we had was like, because like, yeah, I think all we had was like our pocket knives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like other household equipment that we could use to our disposal.
Let's go after him with the blender. Let's go after him with the microwave. Stick his head in that sucker. I don't know, dude. That's some hairy shit, man. That's some hairy shit. Like I said, to me at first it sounded like a Wendigo, but I thought about what Clayton said, Deer Man and Deer Woman. These are forest, once like the Leshy I was telling you about. They're forest spirits. Native Americans have talked about them for years and years. They're all through the Native American lore. Poor Jeremy.
Yeah, like you said before, like the Wendigo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I've heard and like done a little bit of research on myself of like about like the Wendigos and stuff like that. And I've heard of Deer Man too.
Right.
Cause like there's like a few channels I watch myself on YouTube about that do a lot of like paranormal, like extra like other stuff like that investigate that type of stuff.
Right. No, that's cool. Have you guys talked to anyone else outside the family and yourselves about that at all?
Well, I remember like we went to school Monday and like told a few of our friends about it. And you're like, bro, they were like, oh, that must have been like really scary and stuff like that.
Oh, well, that's cool. Then nobody give you shit about it?
No, not really.
Okay, that's good.
I actually have a quick question. So y'all saw the eyes, like just the eyes?
Yeah, just its eyes. Like once
no body figure, nothing.
So like the eyes like glowed like a certain color, like
it was like, because like like whenever like you take a picture, sometimes like the reflection in your eyes will like come out red.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like. Like
so it
whenever
had like
we shined
red
the
eyes.
flashlight at it.
red. It's called eye shine, and it was the red reflective eye shine.
Yes.
Usually, red reflective eye shines associated with a predator. Usually. So, damn.
Yeah.
My research into the Wendigo, the whole description of it having horns and that that only surfaced a few years ago, actually, and the Wendigo looks more gaunt, starved. It looks emaciated, actually, but it's very tall. Let's see. Let's do this here. And the description goes kind of sort of like this. A Wendigo was gaunt to the point of emaciation. Its descanted skin pulled tautly over its bones, with its bones pushed against its skin. Its complexion was ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloodied. Its body was unclean and suffering from suppurations of the flesh, giving off a strange and eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption. This is Ojibwe tribe in Canada as a description of that. So I don't know what the hell that was you saw. The deer man, that forest creature, is the only other thing that I can come up with now that I've actually heard your description. And the eye shine, that's crazy.
Yeah, so a guy commented on the chat. He said his name's Clayton Blackwell. He said, actually, eye shine depends on the color of the eye. I've seen this in my dogs. I don't think I've ever seen red eye shine.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen red eye shine in dogs, especially, or cats or anything.
Dogs and cats, like in a certain
bear
light. Yeah, but never red.
That's about it. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was the following day, me and Jeremy, we went out there to go and try and see if we could find anything to probably give us an idea of what it was. Nothing. Not there was nothing to be seen.
No tracks, no nothing?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nope.
Because it was weird too, because it rained the whole entire day. And later that night is when it stopped. You would think you would see a muddy footprint or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
And on a side note, just for the audience's perspective, how old are you two?
I turned 15 Monday.
Okay.
I'm 14, but will soon be turning 15.
Right. So, you're awful young to have to go through all that.
Yeah.
Man, that makes me feel old. I'm about to turn 30.
Yeah, you are. You old
Jeez.
Man. Dad. Me, at midnight, I hit the big 5-0. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. Yeah.
It's my girlfriend's birthday, too, tomorrow.
That's right. And she turns what, 29, 28?
29.
29. Youth wasted on the young. Yeah, that's indeed right. I say that a lot. It that's scary as hell, man. I don't know what that was. Let's see.
Yeah, like I spent all my time in the woods when I was y'all's age, and I never seen anything like that. I used to walk by myself in the middle of the night in the woods just for the hell of it. Yeah, like I never seen anything or heard anything crazy.
Yeah, because like, oh dang, I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's just one of those things like y'all may or may not had an experience that like a lot of people don't have ever. Like that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I remember what I was gonna say now. Because like, see, I've actually, me and Jeremy have talked about this. We've talked about like once we get like a little older and we're like once one of us has like our driver's license and stuff like that, we've talked about going on like a trip of our own and like recording like a few things here and there, going to like the most haunted, according to a few sources that I've seen, like we want to go to Route 66.
Well, yeah, like I'll
Like,
I'll get you guys out here. Like I'm right next to all that.
yeah, because like it seems, because like
Yeah.
like I've seen a few videos like that thing, like it's like super haunted apparently.
There's
And,
there's actually a few places out here like I want to go. Just by myself or like with somebody to do it with me, like like not with the baby and the kid, the girl or whatever. But yeah, like I'd like to do all that. Like it'd be nice to get somebody out here and do something like that because there's a lot of like like old towns and stuff that nobody's been in for like like 60, 70, 80 years and like it's just run down towns. It'd be pretty cool to check out stuff like that. And there's a lot of UFO sightings out here in Nevada. We're right next to Area 51.
Yeah.
So I haven't
Not
seen
too
anything
far
yet,
away
but
from-
like I keep my eyes up. Like
Not
yeah.
just what, about 8 hours away from Roswell,
Yeah, it's in New Mexico.
New Mexico. Mm-hmm.
I really wanted bad to stop over there when we were driving through.
I bet you did.
But
I would have. It would have killed me if I hadn't.
well, we already drove down to like southern Louisiana, so we like added like 10 hours to our trip already, and it was just a lot. 4 days of driving. I was ready to get to a stopping point.
Well, the Loop Guru's down there, so that's another talking point for another time. But here I've got some. The Loop Guru. It's another werewolf, a dog man type creature. That's what commonly coined a phrase. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term or not. Dog man. One I hate a lot. I just still call it a upright canine, bipedal. For lack of a better word, goddamn werewolf. Let's say here's something I want to bounce off of you guys. This is coming from Cryptid Wiki. Appearance: a hybrid animal, the deer man, has the antlered head of a great stag, a human's torso, and legs described as similar to those of either a man or a deer. In addition, it's usually said to be well-muscled and surprisingly fast for its size. Other accounts gift the beast with the power to transform itself from regular deer into form described above. And a sighting and this one right here might give you chills, fellas. Okay, Ohio, date unknown. An unnamed 14-year-old witness was playing at his cousin's house near sunset when he spotted a creature emerging from the brush. The report said it was getting dark, and I was the one searching. I heard leaves crumpling, and when I turned to look, I saw what looked like a deer on its hind legs. I clearly remember seeing dog legs running, but the rest of the body was straight up, and it ran with incredible speed, and I knew it wasn't either of my cousins hiding. I ran as fast as I could to get back to the house, and one of my cousins was running in too. He saw the same thing. It still creeps me out to this day because my uncle always told us he saw weird things on that property. Very close to your encounter.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Scary.
That's crazy. Okay. There's a pile of others.
Just target 14-year-olds like it's a pedophile monster.
Dang.
That was a good one.
Just dang.
Dude. I could say some other stuff, but that, oh no. Yeah. Sure, it's not a Catholic priest. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I mean, sightings. There are sightings of this creature all over the United States. I've heard of reports of it in New Mexico, Oklahoma, in the Dakotas. One I heard one account. I think it was on Sasquatch Chronicles. If you guys ever get a chance to check out that podcast, Sasquatch Chronicles, you might be able to find it. I think it was that one. I might be confusing that one with the Confessionals. Anywho, these people would travel along in their car, and there's this deer man running alongside the car about 45, 50 miles an hour, matching its speed. So it seems to me, it looks like you may have encountered a deer man. And there's so many people in the cryptid community who just look at the granddaddy of all the cryptids right now, and it's the Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or whatever you want to call it. And then there's Dogman, and there's people. He's another hot topic. The Dogman is another hot topic that people in the cryptid community you either love it or hate it. And I've heard people in the Bigfoot community, and I use that term loosely, saying, well, you don't have enough evidence to say these things exist. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you chasing? Well, we have this and that and this and that. Well, they've got evidence of that too. They've got prints. They've got tracks. They've got hair samples. They've got DNA samples of that creature too. And so it just happens to be a little bit more rare. Hold on just a second, fellas. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I thought about going out to the desert here and going camping. And I heard from a lot of places that you could you could see a lot of stuff in the sky and stuff like that, and it's a lot different than camping in the woods. Like,
oh yeah.
Like you're just out there in the open. But but I'd love to do something like that too. There's there's just all kinds of places that like if we could get like a couple people over here, like we could make like a weekend out of it or a week. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you say you were again?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Mm.
Ooh. Yeah, you could possibly encounter like a skinwalker.
Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch is right there in I believe it's in Utah or Colorado, rightly?
Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, not too far.
Yeah, it's not far from where you're at right now. A couple hours. It's closer. You're closer to Skinwalker Ranch than you are to Roswell. You're really close to a lot of freaky stuff, man. A lot of freaky stuff. And yeah, I do apologize for my feline friend running her mouth. She's the mouthy one of the bunch. I got 3 of them, and she the one who likes to run her mouth the most. So she would have to be here.
Do any of y'all watch Ghost Adventures? It's got Zach Bagans.
I think I've like heard about it, but I have not watched it.
Yeah, there's this haunted museum. Like he lives here in Vegas, and he has like this mansion or whatever, and he's a paranormal collector. Like he collects all things paranormal. Like when he does his ghost hunts and stuff, like usually he buys something or takes something that was there at the location or had something to do with the haunting. And I went back at the end of June, and it was crazy. Like I saw like real life skeletons. I saw what's his Wyatt Earp's Bible that he had. Just all kinds of stuff, and there was some satanic stuff. Like I got the VIP package, and me and my girlfriend Lucy was the only ones that did that out of our group, because you go in as a group, and part of that, you were allowed to go downstairs into the basement, and they had like there was this satanic goat's head or something, like I can't really remember, but
Yeesh.
yeah, but walking down, like it's like super old. It's like from the 1800s, and it's like really old, like like brick and mortar type of stuff. And it looked like you were walking in like I don't know how to like a dungeon almost. Like it was really creepy. And when you walk downstairs and you walk through the hallway, you get to this small room, and they had like a like a pentagram and this item that's apparently like super haunted. And there's like video evidence of people walking in there and like passing out and like doing all kinds of stuff. And like as soon as we walked in there, like there was no sounds or anything. Like it was just candles lit and a light shone on this thing. And like as soon as we walked in there, like you could feel it. Like it was bad. Like it was like a pretty evil feeling. And Lucy got scared. Like she looked at it for like 2 seconds, and like just was like, no, we gotta go like right now. Like she was almost in tears. And like
Smart.
like, well, yeah, but like something in me, since I've never had like an actual experience that I could like say was an experience, like I was just so curious and interested. Like I wanted to go towards it. And like 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 fucking, show me. Sorry about the cursing.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Like show me, like I want to see if this is real. Yeah, but at least he was dragging me out, and it was it was a mess, man. Like I don't know if that whole experience like left like an impression on me or not. Like it was. There was a lot of stuff in there, like that. They have a couple episodes that, like I'm sure you could look up, like where they actually do like they do like a paranormal investigation inside the museum, and you could see all the stuff in there in the episode if y'all are interested. But yeah, downstairs in the no, not the demon house. The demon house was a separate investigation that they did. This is
that was in Ohio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do have stuff from the demon house, like the dirt that was under the stairs. Like, so in that episode, they were digging up under the stairs that had like dirt, and it was like loose dirt, and they were digging it up, and they found like random items and stuff. And once they did that, some of the investigators started to get physically affected, like they were becoming ill, and there was one that had to go to the hospital, like he almost died. So they put it all back, but they brought all the dirt to the museum. And the Dybbuk box, yeah, I seen that. So there's an episode where he actually it wasn't an episode. He went in there. I don't know why, but like I guess he's friends with Post Malone, and him and Post Malone went in there, but this is what was before they had the box like in a case. It was just sitting there, and I guess they got negatively affected by that because Zach decided to touch it and stuff. And like a week after that, Post Malone got in a car accident. I think like something else there was multiple negative things that happened to Post Malone. Like I don't know if any of this is true. It could all be like theatrics. I just think it's interesting. But like when we went into the Dybbuk box room, it was pretty creepy. Like like some of these rooms we weren't allowed to be in there for like more than a minute. Like, which is kind of like that's kind of crazy. Like they wouldn't let you stay in there for a long period of time because it could leave like an impression on you.
And something can follow you home.
Yeah, so we were in there, and we were able to walk around it, but they had already put like, in this like this glass case, and it was like, like it was very well guarded and stuff. So, like that's the only experience that I've had is going into that place. But yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. A lot of like serial killers, like he has the ashes of Charles Manson. He's got some of the tools from he has the ice pick from Ted Bundy. Yeah, like he has the ice pick that he used to murder those girls. He has the gloves that he used. Yeah, like he's got a room just for all of the serial killer collections that he has. It's pretty wild.
There's a term for some of these items that he's collected, and they're called relics. And you can have either holy relics or evil relics. They all have their own type of residual energy. and do their thing. I've seen some of his stuff. I've seen some of his shows, and I've seen how he seems to have these relics like Clayton said, unprotected. And the reason why you're not allowed to be in there is just like you said, it's to keep from forming some type of attachment to one of these items. And that's dangerous as shit, man. It's dangerous as shit. Once it attaches itself to you, it's not like walking into a haunted house.
Yeah, like you have to sign a paper, man. Like just to go in there, like, hey, like if anything follows you home, or if you're you messed up in any way, like we're not liable. Like like you have to sign that, and consent. Like I said, I don't know if that's just theatrics to kind of make you be like, oh damn, like but hey, like.
There's I'm sure you're familiar with the saying the eyes are the windows to the soul. There's more of a truth to that, and there's a deeper meaning to it. If you remember on the show The Demon House, there was a disclaimer at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. Now I did not watch the show because of the disclaimer. And there was something I've thought about a long time ago, and conduits. We're running a conduit right now of frequency. We can see and hear one another over a great distance. It's a window, and there's theories, and it goes along with something we talked about the other night, along the lines of the in the paranormal world. Well, it's quantum physics discusses theories of vibrations and frequencies, and there's a reason why you use EMF detectors to try to decipher whether or not there's ghost activity in a room. Electromagnetic fields. There's a disturbance in that energy field. Now, with that being said, that these entities, it's very well possible that it could travel through the lens of a camera, and it's just a theory, but that it's there, and it's there for a reason. There's a reason why Zach put that disclaimer there, because he knows. Mm-hmm. He flipping knows exactly what type of danger is involved with this shit.
Yeah, like there was one room, there's this doll, like I forgot her name. She had blonde hair, and she had really like piercing blue eyes.
I think I know what you're talking about, like, because like there's like
yeah, like it's probably not the one you're thinking of. You're probably thinking of that movie, The Conjuring. It's
not Annabelle.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah, well,
because like that doll is like, it's like supposed to be locked up in some place in like I think like northern Canada, I think.
Yeah, I forgot their name, Lee. That couple. One was the demonologist. The Warrens.
The Warrens, yeah. Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah.
Well, this doll was something different, and I actually forgot the story behind her. But when we were right outside the room, and like the tour guide or whatever, there's like y'all could walk in here, but do not look into her eyes, and like you have to walk by her and say hi, and but don't look her in the eye. Like they made sure to say that like several times, like please do not look her in the eyes. And my dumb ass, like like I did for several seconds. I was like,
I feel like whenever they tell you not to do something, you're gonna do it regardless.
Well, yeah,
it's just your curiosity.
It's the curiosity of it all.
I
mean,
All right, look, Dillon, I love you.
Hey man, I'm just trying to find out if this shit's real, you know.
I need that
Like,
experience. What the fuck was that in the kitchen, honey? There's something stealing all the kitchen knives. What is that scraping in the walls?
yeah,
You know, and next thing you know, you got scratches all over you, bruises. You're getting beaten. Your shit's getting beat to death. Your bed's bouncing up and down. Next thing you know, you're puking pea soup and your head's spinning around.
well, you know, like at least I'll know there's more to the world than what we see.
You already know, man. Come on. You already know.
Well, like I hope hope there's an afterlife. I hope there's more to this, but I don't know because I haven't seen anything. I haven't experienced anything. Not that I discredit anybody that has a story or you know and does anything like that. I have a very keen interest and pretty good curiosity about it all, but I just don't know, you know.
Right.
So like that kind of drives that kind of mentality. I don't think it's yeah, like probably some of it is stupidity, but yeah, I don't think it's Annabelle. It's something else. Comment.
Yeah.
It's no, like the Annabelle doll is at the Warren place
Right.
because they have the same type of thing. They got like a house or a room that's set up for all the relics and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, like this is something else.
Only difference is theirs is protected.
Yeah, I'm actually like quite curious. Like I would like to know because you like see like all like these made up movies and stuff like that of like what it could possibly look like and like the like it could be like basically the underworld, but like it's like a reinformed version of like everything that we see around us. Like it's like it could be like all like it's basically like if y'all have like ever seen like I'm curious like of like what it looks like because like if y'all have ever seen like the Netflix show Stranger Things, like how they have like that upside down.
The upside down, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
like I'm curious like if that's
okay.
like, what it could possibly look like.
Her name's Peggy. I'll link it in the comments. I actually can't. I can't click on it.
Huh.
Yeah, Peggy the doll. Yeah, you have to say hi, Peggy. Oh, there's another movie that was recent that they were. Oh man, it's I don't know if you've seen it, Lee. It was like it was about the dude that killed his landlord and like claimed that he was possessed. It was a recent movie that just came out. Like it might have been like another Conjuring movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah, The Devil Made Me Do It. Well, the beginning of that, like the boy, his girlfriend's little brother was possessed by this demon, and there was an actual recording of the exorcism. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that is pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened in the 80s.
Yeah,
and
Ed and Lorraine were involved in that too.
Yeah, so it might have been The Conjuring. Yeah, I actually watched it, but there's a rocking chair that would rock back and forth while they were doing the exorcism, and Zach Bagans has that rocking chair, and sometimes it moves. Like they have like a camera put on it, and like they have video evidence of it rocking back and forth slightly. And there's another video clip that you could find. There was this news reporter that came, and he decided to go in the room, and it's like like an actual thing. It happens to a lot of people, but your back starts to hurt like really fucking bad. Like your back, like
I've heard about that.
Yeah, like you have to go to the hospital bad when you walk into this room. Like that didn't happen to us, but like I'm seeing it on here. Like it's bringing back all the the memories of like going in there. But yeah, like that was one of the things that was in there. It was pretty creepy. But I'll post it in the chat here. That way everybody could, there's over 30 rooms.
I've got a curiosity too, but I've had a lot of things just out and out happen to me. It was starting when I was like 6 or 7 years old, kindergarten, first grade, when I first saw my full-bodied apparition in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And it continued after that. I'll freely admit that I got to the point where I was stupid about certain things, and I got involved with certain things that I regretted later. Delving into, for lack of a better word, magic. When I was younger, I was looking, I was searching for answers. And thinking maybe that might be it. And I started reading tarot. And, tarot cards are just like any divination device. They're doorways. You open them up, and then you've got to close them. Well, my dumb ass tended not to close the door. And the rule of thumb, you usually never ask a question that you truly don't want to know the answer to, because sometimes you will be highly disappointed and you'll keep asking the same question over and over and over again, and then next thing you know, you've got something attached to you because you keep this door open long enough. It's like messing with a Ouija board or anything like that. But tarot is and there's a stigma attached to all of these devices, and the thing is, they're tools. They're tools, and getting into knowing what these things are, they're tools, just like everything else. But you've got to treat it with respect. You've got to open the door, and you've got to close it properly. And if you're not sure about what you're doing, I highly recommend you do not mess with it at all. Because if you leave that door open, it's hard to tell what will come through. It's hard to tell. And I suffered with an attachment for a long time. It messed with me pretty bad. And it's because I mess with stuff I shouldn't have. I opened myself up to it. So, it's...
Yeah, like I think you told me about that.
I guess it's where Right. Now, I guess it's where I know what kind of problems you could have. Is the reason why I shake my head a lot. But, I've got to sit back and remind myself that I was there once myself. So, I don't mean to sound condescending when I talk about this stuff. And I respect your curiosity, all of you. I respect your curiosity, but I beg you just to, do your diligence and protect yourself.
Well, like, okay, like what would be your advice then if you are curious? Like you have to open yourself up to a certain extent.
Well, you've got to you've got to sit and meditate about it, and some people will call that prayer. Pray about it, protect yourself, open yourself, and there's a certain thing called discernment, and use your instincts. Everybody's got them. Just a lot of people tend to ignore them. If you get that feeling, what they say, trust your gut. If you get that feeling, that that tingling in the back of your neck, or that pain in your gut, or that funny taste in your mouth, that to let you know that this isn't right, turn around and walk away. That's the best thing you can do. There's a sensitivity, and you'll know. It's like you'll know when something's wrong. There's intent in everything. I totally agree with that. Grounding and protection and meditation. What I do, even when I'm going out in the woods, and I talked about this in a video earlier. Protecting yourself. I center myself and get my mind right, because there's quite a few times when I went out there I didn't have my mind right, and there's a lot more things out there, and people tend to want to say, they think of the paranormal, they think of ghosts, they think of haunted houses, or maybe even haunted objects, but don't think of free roaming spirits that travel freely and that dwell in the forest. I mean, there are many folklore, and for me, folklore is derived and is from a lot of truth. They're warnings. They're not just hey, you stay out the forest. This is my place. It's warnings to let you know there is another side. There are things out there that can hurt you, and I try my best to keep my mind right. The night I got run out by the Squatch, the Sabe, that night, the same place you and I camped, okay, that same place, I wasn't in the right state of mind. I was there. I was trying to prove something to myself and everybody else. And all I did was get my ass handed to me in a roundabout way. At least I had sense enough to pick my shit up and go.
So do you think you would have had that experience if you had come at it a different way?
I think it would have been different. I think
like
it would
the
have
way
been
you
entirely
responded?
different. Right. And it was my whole mindset. That it was that day you were supposed to camp with me, but you were stuck at work. And then there was that you were stuck at
Traffic.
after you got off work, and you had traffic, man, and it was backed up for miles on interstate. And I said, "To hell with it! I'm just going to do it by myself. It ain't like it's the first time." So that's what I did, and that's when the shit hit the fan. And I had them people poking around in my head.
So next time that would happen, if it were to happen again, like how would you respond? Like how would you react differently?
Calmly. I had my rifle down there. Of course, I had my rifle with me when we went, but it was just for protection. And I didn't have a state of mind like I'm intending harm to something out here, and that's the idea I had. That's what was on my mind, and like I said, my spirit wasn't right. If that night we spent down there, when you and I went camping, I was cool. I was good. I was in a good spot. I was in a good place. I had a good mindset. We had a couple of things happen to us out there. You heard the wood knocks.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the crazy owl?
Yeah.
Do you remember the chatter?
Yeah, we were also we're also, you know,
We were partaking in a little herb, but we weren't stoned. We were feeling good, but we weren't stoned. That you can have these at a certain point. You know, it's
wonder if that stuff like opens you up.
Oh yeah, by all means it does. It opens you up if you use it right.
Mm.
I mean, there's a reason why, in a sweat lodge they'll be smoking peyote. They'll pass around the peace pipe and smoke that peyote in the sweat lodge and have visions. And people going on vision quests. There's a reason why. That opens you up. And marijuana will do the same thing. It will. And I believe that night we were open. We heard the same sounds that was coming from behind us. So you and I sitting there at that campfire talking, and you heard the. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
You don't remember any of that?
No,
you don't remember that? Because you looked at me and she said, "Okay, what the fuck was that?"
Okay, I definitely remember hearing stuff.
Yeah,
but like my memory's going or something. I don't know. Like I don't remember everything from that night for sure.
Maybe you hit it a little harder than I did. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I'd say curiosity is good, but protect yourself. It's like about every time I step out the house, I've got my sidearm on.
Yeah, same.
It's better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it. And the same thing goes with having your mind right wherever you go. But if you're going to do any paranormal investigation whatsoever, I think you need to have your mind right. That's just me personally. But okay, everybody's got an opinion on this. I'm pretty sure. Won't you speak up? By the way, Jer, that it looks a lot better. You on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my.
And you freeze up.
There he goes.
You just said something. You just froze up. It sucks. What about you, Phillip? You got any notions? You've already expressed that you've got a curiosity about the subject. You still there?
He has his mic on mute.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I had my mic on mute.
Okay. Okay.
Talking about peyote on the comments.
Yeah. Well, see, the Raven's Eye is all about, exchanging information. For every conversation I've had on here so far, it's been a good one, and I like these conversations. I think it helps you grow.
Mm-hmm.
I love getting feedback from different points of view from like-minded people, but it's not an echo chamber, which I enjoy too. I enjoy it not being an echo chamber.
Well, when are we gonna fly you out here, Lee? We're gonna do some camping out here in the desert.
Oh man, I would love that. You showed me those pictures of what was that? Where was that? Red Rock Canyon.
Yeah, Red Rock. We went to Mount Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's all kinds of places.
Dude, I was like, man, I'd love to go. I'll get out there and I'd eat that up. Ain't no two ways about that. I would eat that up.
Yeah, there's some like old western towns and stuff. We could go visit.
I'd love to visit some of the old ghost towns out there.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
There are some. We haven't went to any of them yet, but I kind of want to go. You definitely want to camp, like right here in Vegas, because all the lights. Like, there's so many lights out here in Vegas. Vegas is huge.
Right.
I don't like living here, but
light pollution is probably just absolutely horrible.
yeah, but when you go out into the desert, like, you could see everything up in the sky, and like, that's not something you see every day. So, like, that's something I definitely want to do.
Right.
There's this documentary. I don't know the truth behind it. Like, I think we talked about it, Lee. UFO. It's that guy.
Bob Lazar.
It might be.
He worked at Area 51. He's been on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Maybe, but like, this guy made like an app or something to help you meditate and like get your mind right to like what's the dude's name?
Yeah, I can't think of him either. Yeah, I know
like, specifically for that, like when you're out there and you want to make contact with like like the extraterrestrials or whatever. Like, there's a way to do it, and people's done it.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a lot like Bob Lazar, but I can't remember his name either.
There's a documentary I watched.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a recent one.
Mm-hmm.
He has a couple documentaries, but this one's recent, and like he was talking about the app. Like, I think I got the app downloaded. But yeah, like, that'd be something interesting to try. Like, I don't, like I said, I don't know if there's any truth to that stuff, but like, the whole thing is pretty interesting, and it goes into the history of like like how the government's hiding it all. Like, he shows verified documents of different stuff. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Do you think that there is a connection between all of this, like the paranormal, the the cryptids, like Sasquatch and all that, and Dogman, and paranormal and UFOs? Like it's all got to be.
There's everybody who's in chat right now has been following me for quite a while, and I'll say this once, I'll say it 1,000 times. I believe they're all it's all connected. And see,
yeah.
Remember what I said? Remember what I said, Ray, about my first? What was it? My first. Here we go again. My first cringy ass video. And I said it back then, 3 years ago, sitting in my old Jeep, saying it's all connected. Now when we use the word paranormal is used nowadays as a descriptive term to describe a ghost hunter. I'm a paranormal investigator. That's how they describe themselves. For me, para means part. Normal. Paranormal, part normal. Everything that we run into that's not a regular occurrence is paranormal. Like running into a cryptid, like running into seeing a ghost lights, having a spiritual experience with angels or demons, having a experience with a ghost, or seeing UFOs. That's all paranormal to me. So yeah, I believe it's all interconnected. Now, I talked about this fella, and his name escapes me right now. But he was a ufologist. He was an investigator. He invested back in the late 60s, early 70s. He investigated a pile of UFO encounters, and there was a lot of activity related to the UFO encounters that went along with them, like the Stan Gordon. That's a gentleman's name, Stan Gordon. He investigated UFO encounters that coincided with a Bigfoot sighting. He investigated UFO encounters that also coincided with a sudden uptick in hauntings, other types of paranormal activity, poltergeist type activity, right? And things like that. There's a lot of my the biggest majority of my knowledge comes from watching and reading about or listening to podcasts that have to do with personal encounters, eyewitnesses, people who have actually had encounters. Some of them you can sit back and say they're full of crap. Other ones you can sit back and say that something happened to this person. Sure. And then you can sit back and you over thousands of different episodes from different podcasts or YouTube videos or something like that, and talk about certain things, and there's a coalescence. There's a lot that gets connected, and that's where a lot of my knowledge comes from, right? So I sit back and I see this, and I judge it by my own interaction with all this stuff. But here's the thing. I know it's connected, but I don't know how it's connected. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be like, like the fourth dimension. Like how there's, like infinite, like supposedly there's infinite dimensions, and like
right.
We only see 3 dimensions.
Right.
So
right.
Like it could have something to do with that. Do you think like that's where like the paranormal comes from? Cryptids, maybe.
Yep. I mean, yeah, absolutely, and that goes back to the theory of in quantum physics about vibrations and frequencies. It may be just ghosts are there, we can't see them, but we use electronic devices to tune into them like a radio. And it could be a simple fact that there are beings out here in this world that can actually manipulate those frequencies and just up and disappear.
Stephen Greer is the guy I was talking about.
Yep, that's right.
Stephen Greer.
Yep.
And it's the Disclosure Project or something like that. Yeah.
Full disclosure. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I think I actually posted that. There was a link to it. I posted on Facebook in the group.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people trying to discredit him and stuff, saying that he's a fraud.
Oh yeah, because he's getting too close to the truth.
Yeah, like he talks about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they make everything into a joke, like the aliens that that you see, like the big headed green green aliens, the big eyes, like that's all like a joke, like
right.
that the government came up with, and like it's like they make a joke out of it to make you think that it's not real, I guess.
If you ever get a chance, watch Fire in the Sky. It's the story of Mike Walton and his abduction. and what happened to him.
Who?
His name is Mike Walton. Travis. No, not Mike Walton. I'm thinking his buddy's name was Mike. His name was Travis.
Travis
Walton. But his abduction. And they made a movie about it called Fire in the Sky.
I'll check that out. Like, is that on? It's like that, like a YouTube thing I could find.
You might be able to find it on YouTube. If you have Amazon Prime, you can probably get it there too. That's where I watched it at.
Ray Dahl said that Greer wants to say they are all benevolent, and I actually agree with you. Like he does say that, and that's something that I don't necessarily agree with, because that's something else. Well, like that's something else that the government wants to try to make it where like any extraterrestrial like life is a danger to us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like they like try to brainwash us through all the movies and stuff that they make about it and stuff like that. Like he thinks that they're all benevolent, which could be true, but I like, where does he get that information? Like they're all good guys, just trying to help us out or something. I don't know, but
right,
like there's a lot of crazy stuff. Like you look through like history, like the pyramids and like different, like the Inca lines, I think they're called, those lines down there in Peru.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The shapes, like stuff like that, like like it's crazy, man. Like there's got to be something else. The Nazca lines, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Part of it, yeah. Yeah, and sometimes it's really hard to find this stuff. Like literally, I was trying to look for Stephen Greer's name because I forgot his name, and it took me like 10 minutes to go through all the bullshit, and it shouldn't have been that hard.
Exactly, and they do their best to cover it up as best they can. You really have to dig to find a lot of stuff, and I've a lot of stuff I've been looking for. I've had to dig through and try to find, and it's simple stuff, man. I mean, like what you were looking for, the name you were looking for, and it's ridiculous. What is it about this information that our government does not want us to know? My own personal theory is that the more knowledge we have of this, the freer we are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it will. I personally think the whole reason why there's a supposed cover up with these cryptids out here is because of where they come from. Not because it would endanger the forest industry or the national parks or all like that. Personally, I think Teddy Roosevelt implemented these national parks so these creatures would have a safer place to stay. That's just me. I mean, if anybody disagrees, please let me know.
Do you think that they might be trying to do that to keep people from trying to hunt them down and shit? Like,
no, I don't think so. I don't think that's it at all. If it's not so much to protect us from us, but to protect us from them. Mm-hmm. I do believe that there are a significant number of these beings out here that if they really wanted to, they could tear shit up in a heartbeat. I honestly do.
So
But
as far as cryptids go, do you think that most of them are benevolent, or do you think?
oh no, I think they vary in personality just like humans do. And then you got good ones, you got bad ones. I do believe there's some out there who just soon rip your head off as they look at you. I truly believe that, and because it's like walking into a bad neighborhood, you got to be on your guard. You don't trust anybody till you got to get a chance to know the person you're interacting with, you know. And I get out here and I treat them with respect. The ones in my area aren't. I don't believe are bad, and they're around here often enough, and they're around people often enough, and you don't hear of any disappearances around here. And I've found ample evidence of their, being in the area. I've tracks. Just recently, just a couple of months ago, tracks. I found them, an 18-inch.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no man making that. And the time I'm weighing 270 pounds and couldn't make a dent in the earth, well, this one just pushed all these rocks down. Yeah, I've got plenty of evidence that they're here, but do I trust them? No. As long as I stay on my side of the fence and don't go poking around too much, Yeah.
So with all the, how, like, not saying that, like cryptids are not real, because I think they are, maybe, but how do you explain that, like with the technology that we have today, like with all the trail cams and stuff like that, like how they haven't been captured more often?
They're
because
smarter. Once, all right. I've seen how animals. I believe they can see into the infrared spectrum. First of all,
yeah,
these night cameras let out a beam, and I've seen deer on a trail cam just walk right up to it and look right up at it, and just walk about doing its own thing. You're not hiding this thing from anything out there that has some type of night vision, that can see into the infrared spectrum. You're just not. I've watched a bear move a freaking trail cam around, and if you look at some of Lynn's photos, he had one that got tore up pretty bad, and he found out who the culprit was. And you get a picture of the inside of this bear's mouth, all right? It's the SD card was intact. He could get all the pictures, and then there you go.
So do you think that the Sasquatch is smart enough to know what it's for? Or like, do they think that they might be harmful and like the infrared? I don't know.
I believe so. And it's hard for people to wrap their head around that because they view them all as monkeys.
There's definitely more of the world than like what we see every day, and like people just don't think about that sort of thing, and like when they do hear something like that, like it causes such disbelief that they either don't want to believe it or they can't.
Right. Yeah, cognitive dissonance. That's what it's called, cognitive dissonance.
Like there's so much about the world that we don't know, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And like this stuff could be fiction or it could be fact. Like we don't know.
Right.
Then yeah, like it's crazy, man. Like like I'm really interested in all this kind of stuff. But yeah, like it does make it a little bit harder to get the message out if we're not getting like like hard evidence. Who is that, Jeremy?
Yep.
The electric canines. What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Phillip, are you still there? You got any opinions? You've been real quiet. And you're muted. If any time you guys feel like you need to go, you need to bounce, just, you do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, like I might have to here soon. I gotta take care of the baby. Got daddy duty.
An hour and 36 minutes. Usually runs an hour longer than that, but tonight we might have to cut a little short. That's okay. It's 10:42 p.m.
Usually you do it at midnight.
Yep. Usually start off at midnight and run to probably about 2:30 in the morning. It's been a really good conversation. This is what we need. We need a lot of interaction.
Yeah, like I'll try to watch the one you had. You had Brianna on, and who else? Like you had another show.
John Buckley.
Yeah, was that a good one?
Oh yeah, I'd like to get you and John on together. I'd like to get the. Well, here we go. There we go. We love you too, man. So, those of you who don't know, Jeremy's my nephew, so is Dillon. Phillip is Jeremy's buddy. And Phillip, thank you for coming on here. I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing the story. It takes some guts. It really does.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I didn't know any of that. Like I knew that like something happened, but like I didn't know the details about it till today.
Yeah. So I know Sasquatch is in the area. That's for sure.
Post a Ray Doss comment. That's funny. Yeah, it's not quite as fun.
Yeah, Ray and Brianna got along real well. And I'd like to thank everybody in chat who's put in their 2 cents, and that's what it's all about. And having a group conversation to maybe share ideas, and tell the stories. Get things out there. We need to get to. I'm past the point of trying to prove anything to anybody. I just want answers. That's all.
Want to prove it to yourself?
Oh, I don't even need to do that. For me personally. Now, other people, there are other people out there, like you, for instance, who want to prove this stuff to yourself.
Yeah.
You want to have that definitive experience that says to you, holy shit. When you're looking for that holy shit moment. And I can understand that. I can totally understand that. When we've got people around you who are having the same thing. But I've seen people get out here and look and hunt and look and hunt, and it's like they repel it. They repel the paranormal.
Yeah, well, like that's why said earlier, like there's got to be a fine line. Like you got to open yourself up to some extent.
Yeah.
Like you can't just block it all off, because then you're not gonna experience anything.
Right. You got to have that open mind. You gotta have yourself open spiritually, but you can't have your mind so open that your brains are falling out, and then you're, and your spirit opened up to where something else can latch onto it. You got to protect yourself and use common sense. In the Bible they call it discernment, and that's what I use. It's discernment. You gotta judge it for what it is, and trust your instincts. By all means, trust your instincts, man. Yes, it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This right
here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch those videos you did with John Buckley and Brianna, because it sounds like they were good, but I just haven't had time to watch them yet.
I know they're long. There's a lot of people who can't. Let's see. Here we go.
Well, hey, like it might be a good idea to go through those videos and like make like short, like 6 to 10 minute, clips of like the highlights and stuff. That's what a lot of podcasts do. For people like that. So like that might not be a bad idea.
Well, Brent Thomas, I'll give him a shout out because he's given me a lot of advice and helpful insight into how to direct my interviewing and put my show together. And he's, if you're not familiar with him, he's the host of Paranormal Portal. It's a great show. If you ever get a chance to listen to that one, it's really good. He has guests on occasionally, but he reports stories and he tells paranormal news, which another thing I want to touch on too. It's get the news out there. Things that are happening out there, that new discoveries and whatnot. But he has put together another channel on YouTube called Paranormal Pieces, where he's taking that idea you just had and taking clips and short clips, just 6 to 12 minute clips from each episode, and putting it out there. It's a good idea. I think I'm gonna start doing that. One of my biggest things right now is I'm gonna start perusing Craigslist, looking for another screen. I need another monitor. I really do need 2 monitors to put this together right. I'm trying to get it down. It's a work in progress, and I appreciate everybody who's hanging around and sticking with me through this. I've lost since I renamed the channel, the Ravens Outpost. I've lost like 5 to 6 subscribers.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe it's how I'm presenting things. Maybe because this ain't a Bigfoot channel. That's not what I signed up for. Click, and some of them get pissed off and just bounce, man. So that's what I'm signing up for. Cryptids, myths, and mysteries. Like, what the fuck did you think?
Yeah, that's the whole 9, man.
It is. That's where I did it. But it's Ravens Outpost encompasses more, and the Raven's Eye. I based it all on Norse mythology, which you probably know. I'm pretty sure I told you about that. And the Raven's Eye is, it's Odin's missing eye, and where he sent out Hodin and Undin and Munden. Oh God. Anyway, he sends out his ravens, and they report back to him all the news from all over the world. And that's what the Ravens' Eye is all about. You know, getting us together, like you, me, Phillip here, Jeremy, Brianna, who is very insightful when it comes to this. You would be surprised, and John's very knowledgeable. He's sharp as a tack, and I'd like to have. I'm going to get him back on here, and you need to hear his story about what's going on at his mom's place when you talk about paranormal. Holy crap! Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But I have to wrap it up.
Yeah. That long ago? Wow. I connected with you with your mindset when I saw you on Odyssey. Bigfoot Odyssey, that was like 2 years ago, Ray. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I think I watched that episode too.
Yeah. I don't get invited back to any of these shows anymore.
Why not?
I'm too. I'm a little out there. My theories are a little out there. That's because my expertise, my experiences rather, go beyond just the cryptid. I've run the gambit, man, and I've been thrown into it. I wouldn't by choice either. Usually what happened, I've seen a man grab a high voltage power line that's down on the ground. It's arcing, it's power, it's zapping everywhere, and it's lighting up the night sky, and it's like brighter than daylight. Grab a hold of it with his bare hand and whip it like a garden hose, and not have a scratch on him, not be touched. It was the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Damn.
Yeah. I thought sure as the world this man was going to explode from all the electricity running through this damn high voltage power line down on the ground, because it had been attached to a house. The house was on fire, and it burnt it in two. And so this high voltage power line is on the ground. This was my former father-in-law. I don't know if you remember Albert or not. He was a great man. Yep, here we go. Yep. That's exactly right. That will kill you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's way more than what would kill you.
Yeah. Exactly.
1,440 kilovolts.
Running through a power line, running through the house. Okay. And it was there on the ground. I watched him with his bare hand walk up to it and grab it like a garden hose. If I'm lying, I'm dying. God is my witness. He grabbed a hold of it and whipped it out of the road like a garden hose. And we walked up to, I was stunned. I did not know, I did not know what to think.
Damn.
And he was walking up to the house, and he just gave his grandson a car, a little Chevy Chevette, and it was sitting right next to the house. We were maybe 10 feet away from the house, and the house was totally engulfed. Okay, I've never told this story. Okay, this is the first time I've told this story. This house is totally engulfed. I've never seen a house fire like this before. A 2-story farmhouse with flames licking 7 to 8 feet high over the roof. I mean, this house was done. There was no saving it. You just wanted the fire department out there to save whatever was around it. This house was done. But we walked up there to that house. The angels was right there with us. It was divine. The side mirror on the driver's side had already melted off. The paint had bubbled up and peeled off the car. Me and him, I got him in the car. Okay? I got him in the car. And he threw it in gear, and I pushed it. I put my hands on that goddamn hood of that car. It was bubbled up already. I got singed. The hair on the side of my face and on my head got singed. And I wasn't but maybe 5-10 feet away. That's it. and we saved the car. That was the damnedest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And the only reason why I did that was because I was so damn shocked that he grabbed a hold of that power line. So, do I believe in God? I seen a miracle. I seen a miracle. It was nothing but divine protection over that man when he grabbed a hold of that power line. As bright as the fire was, you take a 2-story farmhouse, I'm telling you, totally engulfed. Totally engulfed. And that power line on the ground was bouncing, popping like this. Pow! Pow! And it was like lightning. And it was lighting up the holler brighter than that damn, you could see it from the bottom of the hill. Going up there, you could see it popping and bouncing. And it was lighting up the holler more than that totally engulfed house was. And we got up there to it. And he looked at me and says, Lee, we got to save that goddamn car. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're crazy.
It's a car. And we got out of his truck, and he walked up. It was like nothing. He didn't even think about it. He just walked right up to it and grabbed it like a fucking garden hose and slung it and whipped it. You know how you whip a garden hose? Is that laid out there? He whipped it like a garden hose. And
that's nuts.
I did not know what to think. So yes, I believe in the divine. I've seen God and the devil. I mean, I've looked in the face of evil. Talking about this boy that cut this little girl's head off over here at Tech. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yeah, and my dad told me about it.
Aubon Payne leaped across the table and in 7 seconds, with a steak knife about that long, cut her head completely off and walked out and started walking out the damn hotel with it. The people inside Aubon Payne, that little restaurant, there was nobody could stop him. They were stunned. People were in shock. They did not know what to do. Absolutely could not believe what was happening in front of them. And I believe that. Nicole, I can't remember her last name, and I won't. Even if I did, I probably wouldn't mention it here. She was the first one on the scene. I remember getting there. I wasn't there when it happened. I was coming to work, and I got there. My partner at the time said, Lee, we got to get stuff together. We got to get over there to the old Donaldson Brown, the hotel, because the boys done cut a girl's head off. And I looked at him and I said, you're full of shit. No. And I could tell. I looked at him and all the color was gone out of his face. And I've worked with this man for years. And I knew when he was not bullshitting. And I got there. When we got there, that son of a bitch was in the back of a patrol car. And I looked in the back, and he was looking at me. He was like, I was looking into nothing. There was just evil. Evil. I'm telling you, evil. When Nicole got there, got into the got to the door, and here he was coming out of the hotel carrying this girl's head. And she said all she could do, drop the head, drop the knife.
That's nuts, dude. Like, that's got to have had like a, like lifelong impact on her for sure. Like
the people of us who saw the body, saw everything. Yeah.
Did you see it? It's not good, man.
No. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. Man. That's but like I said, I look at that guy sitting there in that patrol car. He's handcuffed. He's just as calm and quiet. When Nicole told him to drop it, he did. He didn't fight. He didn't fight her. He just calmly turned around and he said, she said, put your hands behind your back. He did. She cuffed him, put him in a squad car, and waited for everybody and their freaking uncle to show up to this one. People going through therapy for a long time. There's probably about 13 people in there, and that's including the staff, customers and staff. And I was like, why didn't somebody do something? They couldn't. First of all, it happened too fast. 7 seconds. He knew exactly where to put that knife. He knew exactly what section of the vertebrae he could cut through and not cut through bone. He knew exactly. He thought about this. This evil motherfucker thought about this. And it's probably one of these things I shouldn't be talking about here, but I want to set the story straight. I've seen good and I've seen evil. I know the damn difference. I better goddamn know the difference because I've seen it. So, yeah. And these were real people that this happened to, and that's not talking about the supernatural stuff that I've seen and been involved with. So to a certain degree, I know a little bit what the hell I'm talking about, but there's still a lot of answers out there that I'm looking for. Like I said, why? But anyway, I'm going to end on that note, brother. I appreciate you staying on here as long as you have.
Well, it's all good, man. I had fun.
I did too, and I'd love to have you back on the show whenever you want to. You let me know. Whenever you want back on here, you holler at me. If you got something to talk about, you want something to explore, and we've got a damn good bunch of people in chat, and they're very intelligent and they're with it.
Yeah.
They're with it, and Jeremy and Phillip, you guys, if you're still watching, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
Yeah, it takes some guts for them to do that. So
it really does.
That's good.
See, we got somebody who just showed up late for the party. Sorry, Painless, buddy. We're getting ready to wrap things up. I'm glad to see you show up, man. Thank you for showing up. For those of you who enjoy this channel, enjoy the content, you want to see the channel grow, I normally don't do this, but if you feel so inclined, hit the like button. If you feel more inclined, share this content to get it out there and get more people, in the Raven's Roost is what I'm liking to call the. I need to find a name for my peeps in chat, because they're a fine bunch. I love y'all. I do. And Dillon, I love you, buddy. And,
I love you too.
And until next time, everybody, I love you, mean it.